Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This week we're diving into my new series, which is a weekly vlog, to give you some perspective on my training as an intermediate climber that's relatively time poor. From technique drills to workouts, I'm pushing myself to new limits and I want to take you all along for the ride. I've got a week full of training ahead, so I'm going to show you the highs, the lows and everything in between as I work towards getting stronger and better. Let's get to it. And if you're as psyched to train as I am, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So start off with a bit of finger rehab. I kind of tweaked my A2 pulley back in a trip to Font in December of 2024. So kind of just doing some gentle rehab. I know I'm going to go on the campus board today, so I want to just rehab. So I'm just picking up a little bit of weight, 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I'm kind of at the end of my rehab program anyway. That kind of set myself and kind of getting that back to full strength really. So today we are doing a campus workout, so it's like campus and pull together. I think I've identified that one of my weaknesses is pulling. So I'm not necessarily designing to, on the campus board, to like just, you know, increase my explosive power. However, I'm just using it to get a different variety of pulling movements, because I think that is kind of relates to climbing, and also to learn the technique of campusing, which I think has limited application, but I think it does have some application in climbing itself, and just developing that a little bit of lock-off strength as well. So during this warm-up, and then I'm going to kind of jump on to some, done some shrug work, you know, warming up those shoulders before. I'm going to start with doing some weighted pull-ups, and then we can kind of get into the campus workouts. So yeah, enjoy. So the campus exercises I'm doing them on these like sloper rungs, because I don't want to use the edges, just to obviously protect my fingers a little bit, but I still want to get the movement in. So starting off doing some ladders, just going up each rung, trying to go fairly quickly, also staying fairly locked off as well, because that's kind of key in campusing when you see people campusing on the wall. So do a couple of sets of that, leading each hand, taking a rest, and then we're going on to 1, 3, 5, 7. Now on this day, I'll be honest, I felt very tired. The coffee machine wasn't working, so lack of caffeine in the muscles, and I actually failed to do 1, 3, 5 on the sloper runs. That's okay. You know, as you kind of see, I'm hoping in the series, I'll get stronger, I'll get better at it, and my technique will get better as well. But yeah, just felt really weak on that day, so a little bit of a shame there, but yeah, it is what it is. So on to Tuesday. Again, all my sessions are in the morning. I do 6 AM till 8 AM, which, you know, I appreciate it's not for everyone, but it's the only time I can get some time to actually do some training. Start off with a nice mobility, just doing some twists, trying to get that lower body warmed up, ready for today's climbing session. We're going to hit the V5 to 7 circuit, see if we can complete a few of them. just trying to ease myself back into some sort of intermediate, sort of difficult climbing for me, but not too limit, just to test the fingers out as we're getting back into it. So here, yeah, just doing some sort of 90-90 hip swivels, and yeah, going to obviously show you my climbing drills, which I do as part of my warm-up. I've been doing them for about a year now. Tyler Nelson kind of talks about them as like the wall crawls, and I've just kind of interpreted it in my own way. And yeah, I've really enjoyed these drills, so obviously I'll talk you through a little bit about them. But yeah, for now, obviously just warming up and getting ready for today's session. So my wall crawls, I originally saw this from Tyler Nelson and I've adapted it. This is a wooden circuit board that's got like, it's almost like a little splatter board designed for circuits. It's not very steep. Half of it is probably say 20 degrees and then the other half is sort of 15, sort of 10 to sort of vertical as well. So a bit of moving terrain. On this, I'm trying to get on the wall for about 60 seconds. I'm trying to use the smallest holds possible, staying in control, exploring the positions with my hand, exploring the positions with my feet, practicing drop knees because I'm weak at that. Also trying to see if I can get into positions where I can hold, lock, really trying to be in control. So sometimes it's a little bit quick than I'd like, but I'm just trying to work on that, and occasionally I do fall into the trap of just forgetting because I've been doing this drill for so long. So I typically do a minute on the wall and then I'll rest for 3 minutes and repeat this 3 times over. So yeah, on to Thursday. Wednesday I actually took a rest day because when I was doing some of my warm-up edge lifts on Tuesday, I actually twinged my back a little bit, so I just wanted to give myself a bit of time off. So yeah, as always, just warming up and getting into it. Again, this is another climbing session, so my Thursdays generally I try to go onto the moonboard, so you'll be able to see in the background we've got a 2024 moonboard set. I've been really enjoying it. Not really much experience with the moonboard as an intermediate climber, so my aim for today is just to tick off as many 6B plus benchmarks as I can, and maybe if I have time at the end to try some of the 6C benchmarks, just so I don't get too bored on or stuck on the hard 6B plus benchmarks. So we're going to go through the same routine as Tuesday, so that's warming up the lower body, the upper body, then warming up the fingers, getting on the wall for those wall crawls, and then by that point I feel pretty ready to jump onto the moonboard. So similar to the wall crawls, I'm actually trying this new sort of a different variation of the wall crawls where I'll hold a position with some pretty rubbish holds on quite a steep board, and I'll either see if I can move about, or with my feet, or B, if I can just hold the positions just so I can actually learn to hold the holds on that steep angle. So this board is 50 degrees, so really steep, but the holds are not that great. And just trying, so I'm going to keep seeing how that goes. Actually, it's not something I've done before. Going on to the moonboard, I actually had a really good session, felt really strong. I managed to do 5 6B plus benchmarks, which only gives me 4 left. I flashed 3 of them, including this one, and then had a really good session, and then flashed a 6C benchmark as well, which you'll see, and had a good session. So relatively short, but that's all I can afford in the time. By the time I've warmed up, that takes about an hour. Probably got about an hour to 45 minutes left to climb on the moonboard. So we get to Friday, feeling good. I feel like I've done a really good job this week. It's push day, so we do 5 sets of bench press, 8 reps. I'm doing here with 45 kilos, and so at the end of my cycle I can do a little bit heavier, but it's the start of the cycle. And then we go on to Arnold press, external rotations for the shoulders, finish off with some prone Ys, and then we finish off with some dips as well. And there we are, we've done the week. Really happy. I've pushed myself, nursing obviously a little bit of the back twinge, but hoping to get out of the weekend, get some nice climbing on the grit in the Peak District, and then ready to return for next week's training. Hopefully I'll see you then, guys. Thank you.